Follow us on Facebook at Daunta A. Long. Follow us on Instagram at Daunta Long. Follow us on YouTube at Daunta A. Long. Thank you for tuning in to LongTalk.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome once again to LongTalk. And I am always grateful for another opportunity to having a chance to talk with you, all of the LongTalk audience who tune in and share with us in these meaningful dialogues and these most vibrant conversations that we have each time that we're together. And I'm grateful for yet again, I say, another opportunity. I don't take it for granted. I take it as a privilege that you take your most valuable time to sit down and to have a long talk with us. And tonight, I want you to get ready to experience another meaningful dialogue. As we believe here on Long Talk, it is just a time for us to have real, authentic conversation. So grab a neighbor, grab a friend, and let them know that Long Talk is on the air. And do us a favor while you're doing that. Connect with us. Yes, please. Whether you're on Facebook or you're on Instagram or you're on Twitter or you're on YouTube tonight, do us that favor and connect with us here on this evening. We greatly would appreciate you taking the time to connect with us and share with us, because it's always meaningful when you take the time to engage and interact with us. We appreciate it and we don't take it for granted. All right. So connect with us here tonight. Friends, tonight, I am excited. We have somebody with us that has a very, very interesting story to share with us. Her book is really blazing, and so many people on social media and other parts are talking about the book and really excited. And tonight, she agreed to come and talk to us. She has a very interesting resume tonight. She, first of all, is like King David. She's a woman after God's own heart. This is the tagline that she really appreciates being identified by, that she's a woman after God's own heart, and that she has had a life full of experiences. Being an individual who served in the military and the United States military. She has an extensive background in the military. She also while doing that, is a mother, has a wonderful newborn child, just a toddler, if you will. When you see her on social media, you'll see that she spends a lot of time engaging with the joy of her life. She's also a wife to a man who also has served and is also doing a lot. And so she's a wife and she's a mother, and she is just doing so much. Again, U.S. veteran, and also known as a battle buddy. And we're going to talk about that because that's going to be very intriguing. She hails from the city of Chicago, Illinois, the great Windy City. And tonight, Long Talk audience, would you help me welcome Miss Shamika White-Jefferson? Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to us tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a pleasure.
Oh my goodness. I'm just happy that you've carved out this time. And I know you're very busy. You're a mom, you're a wife, you got a lot going on, and a lot of people are talking about your book, and a lot of orders are being taken over social media. People want their book, right? It's a
Yes.
must read, if you will. And so I know you've got a lot going on with production and things of that sort, but you took the time to come on and talk to us. And so I greatly appreciate it. I tried to do my very best to let everybody know who Shamika White-Jefferson is, but if you will, in your own words, take a few minutes and just greet our audience and let them know a little bit about you tonight.
Yes. Thank you for having me. So everyone knows I am Shamika White Jefferson, born and raised in Chicago. When I was 19, I joined the U.S. Navy. 9/11 happened and they shipped me to the United States Marine Corps. And a lot of things happened at that point. But that's when I grew closer to God. You know, they sent me to a duty station in Camp Fuji, Japan, where it was isolated. It was a 1 year isolated tour. And so it was just me, and our base was literally under Mount Fuji. So that's when I became a dreamer. Well, I probably was already dreaming, but
Mm-hmm.
that's when the dreaming became vivid to me, and I began to speak with the chaplain. I became a missionary. I served 8 years. After that, I became a dental hygienist, a registered dental hygienist.
Mm.
Got married, yes. But before marriage, I was single for 9 years. Okay, I was living a life of celibacy. Okay, so that
Okay.
single life, I know just too much about. And during that season of celibacy, it was really lonely. It was a really lonely road. But I had broke my leg. I did some missionary work. I went overseas to Honduras and I broke a bone in my foot.
Oh my.
And yes, and I couldn't do missionary work for some time. But during my healing season is when me and God connected like never before. And that's when my business, Blues Unveiled, was birthed. And I heard it so loud and clear. I kept hearing Unveiled, Blues Unveiled. And I'm like, God, what are you talking about? What are we saying? And I started to look up these words, and then I heard Blues Unveiled. Blues means sad, sorrow, depression, and
Mm-hmm.
unveil means to uncover. And he wanted me to start uncovering one's blues, one story at a time. And
Oh.
because I broke my foot, I had to literally lay in a bed for 50 minutes, and I only had 10 minutes to go to the bathroom, eat, and get back in that bed. Right? That was super depressed. So I was super depressed. Like, I can't only move for 10 minutes out of an hour. That is ridiculous, right? Um, but during that time, because I had to spend 50 minutes on that pillow in the bed, 10 minutes walking, I started to pray more and talk. And that's when I heard this was pillow talk. And so I said, "Ooh, this is good. Pillow Talk." So we're going to unveil one blues, one story at a time with a show called Pillow Talk. I was loving it, but I couldn't move. I just laid in that bed. So all I could do was write. All I could do was journal. And I
Mm.
went back years thinking about my experience in the military, what happened to me. And we're going to talk about that more.
Yeah.
But I just started to write. And once I was healed, I moved. I was able to shift, and battle buddies. God gave me battle buddies because I said,
Mm.
God, this journey has been lonely. I want some friends. And so he gave me battle buddies, and we'll talk about that. So yes, I feel like I know that I am a woman after God's own heart. I am a mother. I am a wife. I am a battle buddy, not just an ordinary friend. We don't need ordinary friends anymore. Someone that you
Yeah.
can just talk to on the phone. We need someone that will go to war with us, a battle buddy. You tell me your situation. I don't even need to know the situation. I could pick you up in the spiritual realm and I'm going to war. That's a battle buddy. And so that's me.
You are a battle buddy.
Yes.
So basically this has nothing to do with your military experience. This has everything to do with the time that you have devoted to talking to God and having pillow talk with God and making sure that you're intimate mentally and spiritually to hear and be receptive of what he's saying. And he's giving you a keen ability to discern, if you will, when it is that individuals who are going through stages of depression, going through unrest and all manner of difficulties. And you're saying you are an individual that because you have gone through some of life's most difficult challenges, you're able to embrace that. And people don't necessarily have to tell you exactly or go into the intricate details of what they've gone through or even going through. You can pick those things up and you can begin to go to war on their behalf.
That's it. That's it.
My
That's it.
goodness, my
And that's
goodness.
what spending time with God. When you spend time with God, He is a revealer. He will reveal things to you. And that's just all that happened. I felt like if you listen to my story, that one year in Japan, I was isolated. Then I broke my foot. Isolation. I just had all this time to spend with God. And so I feel like my husband and I talk about this a lot. We literally went from isolation to population. He releases you when you are ready. And so that's just it.
So you had no problem being alone because you didn't
Oh,
feel like you were alone. You had God with you throughout some of those most trying times of your life, right?
but in the beginning, I didn't know. I didn't understand what was happening.
Oh,
I'm not
goodness.
gonna lie, I did not understand. I'm like, God, what are you doing? Like, it's like you put me on this shelf somewhere and I'm by myself. Like, what's up? But then, so the best part about me being in the military was I was a chaplain's assistant. And so while we should have been counseling the Marines, he was counseling me. And so he said, God told me he was sending you here and you are very special to God. And I didn't understand that. Like, I promise you, I didn't understand it. And he said, you have to just start listening because he's talking to you. And I was like, I just dream all the time. I mean, vivid dreams. And that's when he started to tell me, this chaplain, he said, start writing them down. Write them down. And I promise you, it's going to make sense. And then it just all started to make sense. So some things that happen, I know exactly what's happening. Some things I don't. I just write it down and I wait for God to reveal it. So in the beginning, it was hard. But God will send you the right people on that journey to help you, and he did.
Oh,
I
my
appreciate
goodness.
it. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So I want everybody to understand that you are not just somebody, oh, girl, look at your eyelashes, look at your nails. You're not just that kind of friend, right? You're the kind to say, it doesn't matter what you're going through. I'm here for you. And I want to pray
Yep.
for you. And I
Yep.
want to minister to you and talk to you about whatever it is that you're facing, not to pry into your business. I don't just want to get an earful of what you're going through. I don't even need to know. I'm just going to pray and I'm going to seek the face of God because I've got experience in doing it, right?
It's spooky. It can be spooky though. I lost a lot of friends because of it. A lot of times when people can't hear from God and you can hear from God, it's a sense of jealousy that can come in, and that's those frenemies.
Oh boy,
Yeah, yeah, we're
I'm
gonna
glad.
we're gonna get into all of that.
Man, you really taking taking my thunder, if you will,
So
because
go ahead, go
I
ahead.
know in this book, and you have taken the time now to write this book, Shattered. Talk to me a little bit about this book, Shattered.
Oh my goodness. So shattered is parts of me, the broken pieces. And I literally just give parts of my testimony because literally it's 21 days and each day could really be its own book. But I didn't want to take so much time to go into details about it. So I decided to make it a devotional, into real time about what we face every day. I know sometimes we read some of these devotionals and it's like, that doesn't relate to me.
Mm-hmm.
My book is relatable, and so not all of them will be relatable, but some of them, I promise you, it will touch you in a way. But these are parts of my testimonies, 21 day. And like I said, I journaled through half of my journey. And so I just wrote at the end how I got through it, how I was delivered through the process.
So I want to deal with this first piece that you alluded to just a moment ago. This whole idea of, yes, I recognize who I am. I'm a battle buddy. But in my process, I realize that there are some who don't understand it, who become somewhat envious or jealous. They're known as frenemies. Frenemies. And I looked that word up, frenemies, that simply talks about a person who has a nice smile, but the intent of their heart is not so friendly. What do you take that to be?
A wolf in sheep's clothing. Wolf in sheep's clothing. These are the representatives. They represent to be one way, like Judas. Come on. They get so close. They know your secrets. They know the ins and outs. And then whatever, if someone comes and offers them something, they'll give up all the information and they are done. A friend is not an enemy, period. But when they become a frenemy, they only choose to be your friend, but truly they're the enemy. They're coming to tear you up, and you have to watch out for that. We talk about that in the book, because sometimes, just like Judas, they have their purpose, but you have to know what seat they're in. And that's what we discuss in the book, placing people in their rightful places. And you just have to do that, because everybody is not a best friend. Everybody is not a battle buddy. People come in our lives for a reason. Those frenemies, they have their reason, a season, a lifetime. And those frenemies can be reasons and seasons. They come, they have purpose. Everybody has a purpose, period. Everybody has a purpose. And the frenemies definitely have their purpose. But once you realize their role, then you will put them in the right seat, so you won't have those unspoken expectations and get your feelings hurt. Because when you put a frenemy in a seat of a best friend or a battle buddy, you are bound to get your feelings hurt, period. You are bound. But once you understand their role, you will be fine. Understand, just like Jesus, let him kiss you and keep it pushing. You did your role.
A frenemy at a battle walks to the battle with me as a friend, but during the battle, when I look to them to be an ally or an aid, they turn out to really be against me. Oh my goodness. You talking about a feeling of disappointment.
Betrayal. Yes. And they out here. I had to learn the hard way. That's why I was able to talk about it.
Talk to me. What do you mean the hard way? What did you learn, if I may ask? What did you learn?
And this is it. When the pressure turns up, when it gets hot, and a person is not there for you, that's a frenemy. That's a frenemy. A friend is there through the thick, the thin, the ups, the downs, the turnovers, the roller coaster rides. They are there. But when the heat is turned up and that friend walks away, that is a frenemy. Period.
A frenemy. When the heat is turned up.
The heat is turned up.
My goodness, the heat is turned up, and somehow in life we all find out that there are those pressure moments and there are those difficult times in our life, and at some point we're not looking for it, but life has a way of turning up that nozzle and turning up, and boy, before we know it, all hell is broken loose, right?
You better say it again. Yes.
All hell has broken loose, and I'm at a place now when all hell starts breaking loose. I've learned to really see people and things for what they are.
Yes.
And not to really, at this point, get upset with the frenemy, like you said earlier. Because one thing I learned about the battle buddy, he or she's gonna tell me what's good for me, even if I don't like the way it sounds, even if it disappoints me. But for some reason, that friend of me will just say all the things I want to hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's good right there. You know, the scripture that when God gave me battle buddies, the scripture that he gave me was in Ecclesiastics. 2 is better than 1.
Yeah,
For if
yeah,
one falls, he has another one to pick him up. But
yeah.
pity the one who falls and falls alone. Now,
Woo.
that's that friend of me. I fall and you are standing right there not picking me up. That's a problem. That is a problem. I need you to pick me up. I have several battle buddies. Alexis, we call her BB. You know, her some of her friends call her Lexi.
Okay.
But Alexis Williams is my best friend, my childhood friend. And when I was in the military, she wasn't there. But when I came home and I broke my foot, she knew I was depressed, but she will come in every day. She walked into the darkness and brought some light. She will cook for me. She will leave that food out there for me. She sat on my couch. She prayed for me and she will leave and she will come back and do it all over again. She did not let me Jesus. She did not let me drown and allowed me to feel alone. She let me know I was there, even if it was at a distance. Like, I'm going to let you go through, but I want you to know that I am right here. That is a battle buddy. Glory to God.
Somebody who refuses to let you, oh my God, be swallowed up by your own grief and overtaken by your own misery, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God. Even in the middle of this crisis, and we're talking about battling and the crisis we know as the pandemic and everything else that's going on, there have been so many people, Shamika, that have just given up, locked themselves in a room, locked themselves away from the outside. They're using this term social distancing as an excuse to isolate themselves into depression, into suicidal tendencies. And I'm just saying, I'm asking God, send me to these people. And I think one of the things that you're saying is now tonight, most of us need to move away from just trying to look cute and to be, accepted. But we need to start going to war for some of these people and saying to them, I'm not going to let you wallow away. I'm just not going to let you sit here and cry yourself into depression. I'm not going to let you sit here and not change your clothes and not wash your face and not talk to God and make sure that things are elevated in your life. But man, I'm telling you, Shamika, tonight I am so encouraged that you're saying that God has sent all of us some battle buddies, right?
Yes. And let me tell you, the other day, the Holy Spirit literally said, I want to be your battle buddy. I am the ultimate battle buddy. And I just started weeping, crying, because I was literally in here listening to, I hope I don't mess his last name up, Todd Galbert.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote this song called Heal the Land. I need you to heal the land. I'm not a singer, but I literally play this song every day because we need healing in the land. Depression, the enemy has just came through like a roaring lion, just trying to destroy who he may.
Sure.
But if I can, because one thing about me that I love about myself is that I take notes. I study people. I study people. And this is what I always tell people when I see that depression on them. You have to study your enemy. You got to know his tactics. You got to see how he's coming, when he's coming, what move he's going to make. And then you got to be 10 steps ahead of him. That's it. You got to, it's just like a boxing match. Before you go into the ring, you're going to know about your opponent.
Yeah.
You need to learn about depression. That's your opponent. You need to know about him. If you cry more than 2 weeks, you're depressed. So what do you need to do? Get around some battle buddies. Get around some people that's going to make you smile. Watch some comedy shows. Laughter changes these things. Therapy. I know it's just like it's just a stigma with this therapy situation. Like, get a therapist. There's nothing wrong with talking to people about your problems. Go
Yeah.
get you a massage, take you a spa day. All these things will help you, but know your enemy, because he definitely knows you.
My enemy knows my tactics.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I don't know my enemy's tactics. And you're saying I need to engage tonight in making sure that I am fully aware, at the expense of sounding too biblical. The Bible says that we must know, downright be aware of all
You're
of
right.
Satan's devices or
That's
the
right.
enemy's
All the plan.
strategies and tactics, right?
That's
We
right.
have to be cognizant of it. Oh, we can't just walk through life. Oh, everybody's my friend, right?
Yeah, yeah. Crazy.
Oh my goodness, everybody. Oh, learn when people say that they're okay because they're being pseudo. No, you're not okay. Like you
Yeah.
said, you've been crying for 2 weeks because he cheated and he moved on to somebody else. She
Hmm.
walked away from you, and all you doing is talking about how you ain't nobody good anymore. I got
Yeah.
friends right now that have gone through bad, I mean really bad circumstances, and I'm hearing them, and I'm glad for this long talk tonight because it's telling me you're helping me tonight, Shamika. I promise you, you are. You're helping
Amen.
me because
Amen.
when I'm hearing this, I'm hearing the hurt, I'm hearing the pain, I'm hearing the long term act. Oh my God, I can't even get it out. The
Agony.
agony, yes. And so, thank you, God.
I got your back.
What we gotta do, we gotta snatch those people out of those situations.
Man.
Oh
Amen.
my God.
And we can't be so afraid to unveil our truth. Can no one help? Closed mouths don't get fed. Okay, that's
Mm,
number one. And we are not mind readers. Yes, some of us have a spirit of discernment, but God only tells us so much about a person. If you want us to know more, you have to open up your mouth. But I
yeah.
know people be so afraid to, just to unveil their truths because they don't know who to trust. But again, figure out who's your friend and who is not. Glean, do some research. Like, these talk shows are perfect. Come on these talk shows, go through his YouTube page, listen to the authors, figure out what their strengths are, and start inboxing them, DM them, ask some questions. I'm a battle buddy, so I don't mind. Inbox me anytime. I be inboxing people. Inbox me 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I inbox them right back.
Mm.
Right back. Right back is no problem.
Cause
It's no
we gotta help. Alexis Williams just said hello, hello. That's your battle buddy you spoke
problem.
of
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Alexis is saying hello. I'm watching. I'm here for you tonight. I'm not gonna let you do this talk show, this interview by yourself. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be praying for you.
Amen. I
So,
appreciate that.
oh man, Alexis, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Listen, I want to move into because we've only scratched the surface tonight. We've only
Yeah.
scratched. We got so much more we got to talk about. But look, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back on the other side of this break, I got to talk about what I really want to hear, and most of our listening audience wants to hear about this whole thing about what do I do when it seems like my battle has been lost because
Mm,
somebody stole something. Somebody took something that didn't belong to it, and I did not give them permission to do it.
come
I
on.
want to talk about that on the other side of the break.
Yes.
Stay with us.
Hello there. Are you looking for a quality catering company that provides exquisite and classy menu choices, but you need it on your budget? Welcome to Celebrity Catering, where everyone feels like a celebrity. Located in Atlanta, we're one of the topmost catering companies dedicated to providing you with the very best of service with the focus on dependability, excellent customer service, and uniqueness. Established in 2003 by food artist, owner, and chef Tony Wade, Celebrity Catering has gained a reputation for being one of the most innovative and quality-oriented companies of its kind, and is now the preferred catering service for LeBam Events and Design Studio in Buckhead. We believe that to stand out in a unique way, you need to combine delicious, well-presented food coupled with extraordinary service. Book us today for your next event, or give us a call at 404-210-0887, or fill out our form on our website at www.celebritycateringATL.com. Celebrity Catering, where everyone feels like a celebrity.
We're back here on Long Talk, and tonight we are having this wonderful conversation with a Chicago native, Miss Shamika White-Jefferson, talking to us tonight about what to do when things seemingly are shattered. And boy, here we go. I pray if you're just tuning in, and if you're just tuning in, please tag somebody. Let them know that Long Talk is on, because we're getting ready to get deep and dive right into this conversation tonight. As I said before the break, in this book, Shattered, Shamika, you go into this whole idea of while you are in the battle now turns into a complete catastrophe because somebody stole from me. I mean, they didn't just take, a watch. They didn't take, a television or, some material thing. They took something very sacred from me.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do, Shamika? What do I do?
Yes. Pray.
Pray.
That fasting and praying is the answer for this. Because when people take things from you, let me get into this a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 19 years old, I joined the military, and I got into some trouble. Believe it or not, I got into a little trouble when I was in my A school, and a young lady, she might be watching, she slapped me. She's still in the military, bless your heart. But she slapped me, and we got into some trouble. And the chief decided that I felt like it was punishment that they were going to send me to Japan,
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm at this place. I was the only sailor. The base only held about 100 soldiers, but it's a training base. It was a training facility. So once the grunts came onto the base, the Marines, it got to like 500 men to about 25, 50 women.
Okay.
And so everybody had their own rooms, and I'm 19 years old, and I was in the shower, and someone's knocking at my door, and I'm like, hey, come back. I'm not sure if they heard me. I mean, the bathroom door and the front door was just like right here. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm sure they heard me. Anyway, my door opened. My front door opened, and I was naked as the day I was born. And this man comes into my room, and I am fighting for my life. And originally, this book was going to be called "The Fight of My Life," because
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I fought to get to where I am, And so we fought, and to God be the glory. I did not fall. I should have slipped. I jumped out that shower, wet and naked, and this man was trying to take from me. He was trying to rape me.
My
And
God.
I fought this man up. He was a really, I will never forget his face. I don't remember his name, but I fought this man, and we was literally tussling at that door, and I will not give up. And I knew at that point, because I had already been talking to the chaplain, that enemy was going to come for me. And he told me to watch out, be mindful, because now you're exposing the enemy. He's going to come for you, And I'm just like, I'm 19, like, okay, whatever. I don't know what this man is talking about, until this man came through my door in the flesh. Okay. And the enemy will use people. But long story short, I got dressed. I fought him. I hit him with the door. No way I should have won. No way I should have won. There's no way I should have won that. But I was able to get away. I got dressed. I ran downstairs. I called the chaplain, and he came up to our barracks, and he went for broke. He went through every room. He knocked on every door. He woke every room, every Marine up. I was the only sailor. He woke every Marine up and had them standing at attention. Who tried to take something from Miss White? Oh, it went down. And I knew right there that God sent me this man to protect me, because everyone was just like it was not a big deal. Like, how is this not a big deal?
Mm.
How is this not a big deal that this man, I'm 19 years old, was coming into? First of all, let me backtrack. My door was locked. That means another Marine unlocked my door for him to get in.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh, the setup was real. The setup was real. But I began to pray. We prayed. They had him to do like a public apology because they found out the chaplain wasn't, no one was resting until they found this man who entered in my room without my permission. He was trespassing. And that's what the enemy do. The enemy trespasses. Okay. But we stayed up all night until they figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
And they made him do a public apology. But I'm 19. He scarred me. That's a hidden scar. You know, I'm afraid. Fear crept in. I wasn't able to sleep. They had to have Marines stay in my room, stay outside my room, check on me. It was just ridiculous. Here I am in a place where we're supposed to be working together to fight the enemy,
Mm-hmm.
and in the place where I lay my head, I was not comfortable. 19. And that was just the beginning. And when I called my mom, she said, "Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet." I said, "Oh Lord, I don't even want to say what's next, you know." But fasting and praying, and the chaplain, his name was Chaplain McGinnis. He's the one that taught me about fasting and praying, and to just release all of that, and to release the spirit of rejection, that spirit of fear, and put your war clothes on because you're going to war. When that enemy can see that fear, oh, he's coming for you, you know. And I had a battle after that. It didn't stop after that, but the taken reminded me of Tamar in the Bible when her brother raped her. And these were supposed to be my brothers. You know, they were supposed to protect me. Instead, they were plotting against me to take something from me, you know. And so, yeah, fasting and praying, getting around the right people, exposing those, unveiling your blues, and praying.
How unfortunate, as you said, you are there to serve our country. And let me pause and just say thank you so very much for your service to our country. And you're there to defend our country, and you're there to war off enemies abroad. Mm-hmm. And yet you are taking the advantage of, if I may say so. Mm-hmm. And that left you tormented. And it left you a scar.
A hidden scar. Mm-hmm.
Couldn't sleep.
Ooh.
Couldn't stop thinking about it. Couldn't stop seeing his face, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. I didn't want to leave my room. I was afraid. I moved my room. The chaplain was able to get me a room change. So I was able to change my room. And this, you know, this is the part about this story that and look, I was 19. I'm 39 years old now. So that was 20 years ago. And I can still, it replays vividly like it was yesterday. This is the part that really hurts. We had our own room, but we shared a head. You know, we shared a bathroom. And so then we had a roommate on the other side of the bathroom. I'm literally screaming for help. Help me. She was in that room. Do you think she came to help me? She didn't come out that room.
Was this somebody you had interaction with before?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I thought she was a battle buddy. Look, I found out that was a friend of me.
Mm-hmm. There's not a worse feeling in the world to cry for help and to know that somebody is listening, and yet they do absolutely nothing about it.
Nothing. And I remember the day so vividly. The chaplain tore her up. And, you know, in the military, it's just all about rank, you know. And it's like, look, you're the E4. You outrank her. You're supposed to protect her. You are supposed to be her battle buddy. Like, what happened? How did you drop the ball? Do you even deserve that title? He asked. Do you even deserve that title? Those stripes, do you deserve it? She apologized to me every day after that. Every day. And I don't want to get too deep, but those titles sometimes, I have to know about your experience. Those titles, I need to know about your resume, okay? She never been to war.
Wow. And we're trusting somebody to be a battle buddy who doesn't even have war experience.
Come on. Come on. That's it. But I forgive her because forgiveness is the key. I definitely forgive her.
And so
Definitely.
in this whole idea of being shattered, as much as it is about being shattered, you write in the book, forgiveness is key.
Forgiveness is key. Forgiveness is key. Yeah.
And I want to
Because
ask you about this whole idea of forgiveness. Somebody's going to say, well, how in the world can you forgive somebody who blatantly chose not to help you? And I want to ask you that. How can you take the position to forgive that person? And I know somebody who's watching Long Talk tonight is saying the same thing, like, nowhere in the world. I'm not. Save your conversation. I don't want to hear it. But you're saying, I got to forgive her. I've got to forgive him. I've got to forgive everybody who blatantly chose not to help and those who were not given an opportunity. They all must be forgiven equally. And as you talk about that in your devotion here in this book, Shattered, I want to ask you, what gave you the courage to even forgive somebody who did something so degradous to you?
forgiveness is not for them. It was for me.
Ooh.
Forgiveness was for me.
Whoa, say that for the people in the back. Say that for the people
Yes.
in the back.
Forgiveness is not for the enemy. It's not for the frenemy. It's not for the ones who attack you. It's not for your mother, your brother, your father, whoever hurt you. Forgiveness is for you. It's not even for that ex-husband, that ex-boyfriend. If you want another husband, if you want another boyfriend, you have to forgive the last. Because if you don't, you begin to take that bitterness, that anger, that frustration into your newness. You can't do that. You have to leave the past behind. And it's not going to be easy. Let me say this. Blessed are the brokenhearted. Blessed are the betrayed. But you have to forgive. Forgiveness is for you so that you can walk into your newness.
Forgiveness is as much or more, not as much. Let's rephrase that. Forgiveness is more about me forgiving than it is. And why do you think it's so much more about me, as we say, the victim? Why is it so much more about me than the person who afflicted the pain or the misery?
I may never see them again.
Oh, my goodness.
This is my life. This is my journey, right?
Right,
Like
right.
at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, God is not going to say, what did they do to you? But how did you respond? How did you respond? And I like, I'm a woman after God's own heart. I want him to say, well done, good and faithful servant. So I'm going to move on from that so I can get my blessing. See, unforgiveness blocks certain things, and I ain't got time for my blessings to be blocked.
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
moving on. I am moving on. I forgive you. Next.
Shamika, as a pastor, and I don't say this often, but as a pastor, I'm always having these theological debates with people and answering questions. Well, what qualifies somebody to go to hell? What qualifies somebody to be eternally separated from God? And I'm always going, we really gonna have that conversation? But I am convinced that unforgiveness is the principal thing that destroys all of our lives and qualifies us for separation from God. You agree with that?
I agree. Unforgiveness will leave you in a pit of hell. It don't even look good.
But Shamika, he was wrong for what he did.
Oh, absolutely. And I forgive him too. You know what? Let me take this moment to thank everyone that hurt me, everyone that took something from me, from that Marine that tried to destroy me. Thank you. I wouldn't be here today.
Oh, my God. Sounds like what King David said. It was good that I was afflicted.
That's right. That's right.
It's a wonderful opportunity when you can get to a place in your life, and that's what I believe a lot of these Long Talks are about. When after we get finished crying, after we finish being tormented out of our mind, afraid that Round 2 is going to happen. Round 3 is imminent. Everybody's going to see how easy it was, and then they're going to do the same thing to me. To come out of that and say, you know what? It was actually good that he tried me and maybe didn't even try the girl who didn't try to help me.
Come on. Come on, somebody. Come on. Come on. Because, see, preparation plus opportunity equals success. My pastor taught me that.
Say that again. Somebody write this in the comments. Write this in the comments. Say it again.
Preparation plus opportunity equals success. So this, like you said, round 1, round 2, that first round, you may lose.
Mm-hmm.
But round 2, but you know, you're going to go into a round 2, you better start preparing.
Yeah.
Round 3, preparation plus the opportunity. Round 3 is the opportunity, and you will be successful. Period. Period. Because all things work together. All things work together, but you got to prepare and be ready for that next opportunity to be successful. And I guarantee you, you will.
My goodness. My goodness. Oh my gosh, Shamika, you're helping so many people here tonight.
Amen.
I want to do this, and I know time is getting away from us. We only got a couple of more minutes. But in this book, you don't just stop there on shattered but forgiveness. Mm-hmm. You go on in one of the devotions to talk about this whole idea of, and here I have it here, catch and release. This whole idea, and you know, that's a whole sport. You know, fishermen get a joy out of catching something, and I caught. Look at this.
Come on.
20 pound, and then they throw it back, right?
Come on.
But in this devotion in Shattered, you talk about this whole idea that catch and release is creating this environment that we must take a deeper look into as to what's really going on. You talked about your 9 years of being single, and you really give insight on this whole idea. I want you to speak to that real quickly for us.
Yes, catch and release. For those who don't know, that is a fisherman's sport where they just go, they catch the biggest fish. And like Pastor Long said, it's like, wow, look what I got. And then they toss it back out. And I learned during my dating years, because it wasn't a game for me, was that this was a game for some men. Catch and release was like the dating game. Like, oh, I'm going to see if I can get her. I got her. Look, I got Shamika. Here she is. And then I'm going to let her go once everybody see that she's on my arms. And how many women, and men too, may feel the same way, that their dating experience was a game of catch and release. And I talk about that because that can hurt you. Because the one thing when people go fishing, because my mom, my granddad, they are all fishers. And so that's how I know about this catch and release. But it's the hook. It's that hook that captures you. And some people are just, that's the scar. That's the scar that everyone can see. That hook that they left you with, you know, and it takes a while for that to heal. And again, that's when that healing comes in. Because I can guarantee you, I say this in this book, I can guarantee you that when they throw you back into that pond, God is going to send a man that's going to catch you and take you home. You understand? He's going to catch you and take you home and wife you. Let me put my ring in there. Oh, there you go, like that.
If you get the right hook.
If you get the right hook. Mm-hmm. But it is that hook can be traumatizing.
Talk about that for me. And that's, again, talking about this whole idea of being shattered. Sometimes the hook becomes traumatizing. And here we go again, having gone through the trauma of being taken advantage of. Now it's the trauma of, am I good enough? Is this authentic? Is this just something that's just going to waste my time? It's traumatizing. Talk to us about this trauma.
Very traumatizing, especially when you want something that don't want you. Come on. And so I like to tell a lot of my friends just make sure in real time in relationships, don't have those unspoken expectations. Make sure you have a conversation up front. What do you expect? What do you want? This is what I want. If you can't meet that expectation, move on. It's fine, you know. But don't get all caught up and just caught up in this dating saying like, oh, he took me and he's taking me, I love him. And it's like, girl, I saw him with somebody else. Did y'all talk that you wanted a serious relationship? Like, what are we talking about here? You know? So have that conversation up front. If this is going to be a real relationship, a relationship, are you courting me? Are we dating, or is this just a catch and release? I want to know.
Mm,
I want to know.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Because going through this process, somebody says, man, if it isn't one thing or another, I've been through abusive relationships, I've been through meaningless relationships, and now I'm just completely shattered.
Hmm.
Shamika, before we go tonight, I want you to look into this camera and talk to our audience because there are just some people who are shattered. There are some people who have really begun to see that life has really thrown them some curveballs, right? And in
Mm.
the throwing of curveballs, they now say to themselves, what can I do? What must I do? And so, Shamika, I want you to take just a moment. Take just a moment. Or take as long as you want, matter of fact. This is long talk. I know your time is valuable, but as long as you like, talk to our audience about what to do when I feel as though I am most shattered.
Let me tell you guys something. God is omnipresent. He is everywhere at the same time. He is the same today, yesterday, and forever. If he did it for Abraham, if he did it for Sarah, if he did it for David, if he did it for Rahab, if he did it for Moses, if he did it for David, I said David, right? And if he did it for Joseph, and he did it for me, Shamika, and for those who know my story, I shouldn't have made it, but I did. And if he could do it for us, he can definitely do it for you. Don't stay in that pit. Don't stay in that in the darkness. Jump into the light. Grab some friends, get you some battle buddies, and pray. Pray without ceasing. And this is one scripture that kept me going. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning. Just look towards the hill for which cometh your help, because their help comes from the Lord. And I can guarantee you, when you continue to fast and pray and give all your cares to God, He will turn your situation around in the blink of an eye. When you start to pray, you start to forget about what you're going through. Okay. And the next thing you know, God has opened up another door for you. So don't give up. Delay does not mean denial. And remember, preparation plus opportunity equals success. Love you.
Thank you so much, Shamika. That was just wonderful. Somebody is going to be made the better because you took that time to talk to them and to just simply minister to them and encourage them. So often people say to me, these shows are really encouraging because there's not a lot of encouragement in the world these days. It's a lot of divisiveness, a lot of anger, a lot
Yes.
of jealousy. And anytime we can have an opportunity, like a long talk,
Hmm.
just to give inspiration and hope and courage, empathy and compassion to those that are watching and listening, whether they're watching it now or whenever they will watch it. It's always a blessing to have somebody like yourself to come on and share that. Shamika, tonight I am grateful. Tell everybody how they connect with you, how they can
Oh,
connect with you, rather.
yes, I'm on Facebook, Shamika White. My picture has I serve because I am a veteran at heart and missionary. You can find me on Instagram at Shamika Marie One, and you guys can follow me on my business page as well, Blues Unveiled Incorporation, and you can also go to my website at bluesunveiled.org.
So listen, while you're at bluesunveil.org, I want you to go ahead and pick up a copy of this book, Shattered, this devotional, 21-day devotional that Shamika White-Jefferson has produced. It's blazing. People all over the Chicagoland area are picking this up. I know you've done a couple book signings, and people all across the country are just saying, man, I want to know more about this. And you kind of scratched the surface, but you got to get this book when she really delves into some of these most meaningful experiences. So tonight, go to Blues Unveil, BLUESUNVEIL.org. Blues Unveil. Pick up a copy of this book, Shattered, by Shamika White-Jefferson. And if you're in Chicago area, I believe she'll sign it. Is that correct?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Shamika, thank you so very much for talking to us tonight. I greatly appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. This is such an honor. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Stay with us. Friends, tonight, this Long Talk, I pray, has just really encouraged you. I know it was a very intriguing story to hear from one of our veterans and to hear of a misfortunate incident and incidents that she experienced. But to know that while it appeared that she was shattered, and while it appears that despair was her portion, somehow or another she really decided that she was going to do something about it. And just like Shamika tonight, I don't know what it is that you faced or are facing. Perhaps it is something that you really don't know what to do with. You're embarrassed by what has happened to you. But I don't need you to be embarrassed tonight. Tonight, what I need from you is to just really take advantage of the situation. And what do you mean by that? Forgive the person or the persons who did it. Because forgiveness is not about them. It's about how you choose to deal with it and how you will react to it and how you will continue thereafter. And so tonight, forgive somebody. Yes, you're shattered. Yes, you're broken. Yes, you're flat on your back. Yes, you're isolated. Yes, you're depressed. I get it. And I don't want you to think that we don't understand. I understand. I also ask you to forgive that person as you forgive yourself. Listen, you're not a victim. You are a victor. You will make it out of this. All is not lost. All is not lost. Things are getting better. Just open your eyes and see. And I pray that tonight's Long Talk really ministered to you. All right? Listen, make sure you stay connected with us. As I always say, do so on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Write to us. Let us know how this show really touched you, or do me a favor and share it. Do whatever you must. But I need you to connect with us. We always appreciate wonderful dialogue that we engage in. All right? All right. Listen, you got to join us next week, next Tuesday night. We're going to have another Long Talk Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Join us right back here, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Long Talk. All right? Listen, enjoy your time, and I'll see you next time here on Long Talk. Take care, and God bless.
Follow us on Facebook at Daunta A. Long. Follow us on Instagram at Daunta Long. Follow us on YouTube at Daunta A. Long. Thank you for tuning in to Long Talk.